everyone. This is Lisa Wozniak with Woz Marketing. We help private practice owners enroll more clients through online marketing strategies. And with me today for our virtual coffee is Brad Grant. He's an executive coach, and we're going to talk to him today a little bit about the kind of services that he provides and how he helps people get unstuck in their business. So welcome, Brad. How are you?
Oh, thank you so much, Lisa. I'm great, thanks. How are you today?
I am doing just great. I'm excited to be talking to you about your business today and learning a little bit more about you. So with that said, let's just go ahead and dive right in so people can learn a little bit more about you.
Great.
So I understand that you have your own coaching company. Mm-hmm. So can you tell me a little bit about how you arrived at the decision to open your own coaching business?
Absolutely. Actually, I went to see a coach myself. So I had spent about 10 years in sales, various corporate sales roles, selling everything under the sun, if you will. And what became evident was that I really didn't care about the widget, if you will, that I was selling. It was all about connecting with people and helping them. I mean, when you're selling someone something, there's a need, and you're trying to fulfill that in the best way possible. And that's what I loved. And so I was in a role at the time, and I recognized that I was falling out of it, just because I wasn't attached to the products. And so contemplating, my next move, and wasn't really sure, I guess I can go try selling something else. And so I went to a coach, and it was just a wonderful experience. And he introduced me to the idea of executive coaching and referred me to a program that I ended up taking, which is at the Royal Roads University in Victoria, British Columbia. And it is a graduate certificate program in executive coaching. And from the moment I arrived, I kind of knew that I'd found my tribe. I'd found why I'm here, and how I can really help support people in their growth.
Isn't that so great to be in alignment with, your true passion in life? When you hit that moment where you found what you're supposed to be doing with your life, there's just no better feeling than that kind of alignment, is there?
It really isn't. And part of it, getting back to your initial question, in the job that I had been working in before I launched into this coaching endeavor, I live in the greater Toronto area in Canada, and it's a very, very busy area. And so every morning driving to work, the traffic is pretty insane. And so, I'd be driving to a job that I didn't really like, and part of that, a big part of it was because of the management. And, he was a great person, but just a very ineffective manager. And so I'd be in my car, doing 2 kilometers an hour and looking at everyone else who's basically doing the same thing. You can just see on their faces, they got to pay the bills, and so they've got to work. But they're going to a job where they don't feel engaged, and they don't feel like they're a part of something. And that is really, kind of what inspired me in terms of coaching, is that I can't coach every single one of them, but by coaching leaders, hopefully we can create better working environments for them as well. And that's really what it was about.
That's fantastic. And, with that said, you actually kind of led perfectly into my next question. Who, Brad, is your ideal client? Who's your target market?
It was a struggle for me to identify that, and in the sense, the classical sense of, it's not necessarily, financial people, which is part of my background, or telecommunications leaders, and so really what it came down to was identifying people leaders who have realized that they're not really sure how to take themselves to the next level. They're not really sure how to take their people to the next level. And it's not a function of any fault of their own, but we have, we live in a world where, we work and we try to shape things with, with our hands, and we go out there and we do it, but we realize that you can only do that to an extent. And in order to take yourself, in terms of fulfillment and how you're showing up in the world to the next level. It's about going inside, and identifying some of the blind spots that we have, and really connecting with our true selves. And that's what coaching allows. And so it's those kind of people, the leaders who have recognized that they need a little help. And it's a beautiful thing, because we all need a little help. As a coach, I have a coach. It's not because I've learned coaching that all of a sudden I'm fine. Absolutely not. We all need help to perform at the higher level that we want to be at.
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more. Everybody at some point in their life and their business needs coaching. You need that third objective outside person kind of taking the bird's eye view and looking at it from a different perspective. It's immeasurable. So I would love to know, what are some of the differences that you're seeing in leadership as a result of your working with these folks?
I feel for leaders, you've worked and you've strived and you've climbed the mountain, if you will. But when you get to the top, there's a gravity, there's a feeling of responsibility. And it's to obviously to perform and make sure obviously all the metrics are being hit. But there's also I think a self-induced feeling, and maybe not even always, probably even culturally, but of having the answers, and so you're not really, you don't feel safe to be vulnerable, to say, what, I don't know what to do here per se, because they don't want to look like they don't know. And so helping leaders realize that that's okay, and it's a perfectly natural thing for you, and it hasn't been, because you've achieved what you have based on you knowing the answers and based on you getting results. So to take that next step, it's really about surrendering in a way to your people, and showing yourself, revealing yourself in a way that you haven't before, and it's your authentic self. And so enabling that in people, and it's not me, it's coaching is not about me telling you or suggesting to you what you should be doing or what you should try. It's helping people uncover it within themselves. And when that happens, it's just I feel like it's such a gift for me to be a part of it, because it's almost like this, like this beautiful moment where you realize, like, I don't need to be perfect and I can ask for help. And when someone realizes that, it's reinvigorating, and kind of sets them off on this new trajectory. And it's just it's a wonderful experience for me, and obviously for them as well. But
yeah, it sounds like that's probably the most rewarding part of your job, huh?
Absolutely. Yeah. Really.
So let me ask you this, Brad, do you have a favorite quote?
There's so many. I'm a big music fan, and so there, I find a lot of them in music. But I think if it comes down to it, it's the motto of the British SAS, and it is "Those who risk win." And for me, it's not about just going out and taking chances per se, or risking things, but it's within the coach modality. It's risking being seen, for who you really are, and exposing yourself, and the empathy and the vulnerability. That is what inspires people, and so that is what create cultures that people put in. They're happy to come to work, and they're happy to stay, and they're happy to give more, because we all want to be a part of something. And so that for me is what it is,
Oh my gosh, I just love that. I love that. And you captured it beautifully. Just the risk in being vulnerable and putting yourself out there for the world to see, warts and all. The courage that it takes to do that. When you do that, you win no matter what the outcome is. You win. I love it. That's fantastic. So how can people reach you, Brad? How can they connect with you? And are there any special offers or anything like that you'd like to tell people about so that they can get in contact with you?
Yeah, so my company is called Given to Fly. And so if you go to www.giventoflycoaching.com, you'll find me, and you'll find some information there about, you know, the various things that I do. So coaching, one-on-one coaching is one of the ways that I work with people, but I actually facilitate a few different workshops. And one of them is a creative problem solving workshop. And the other one is the Lego Serious Play methodology. And both really, really powerful. And in the sense that, and it's so important to me, and I guess maybe even something I'm proud of, is I'm not a content expert in anything. I'm a process expert. And so what I do is I come in, I work with people, I work with teams, and I work with companies and help them engage and their human potential, you know, the people who are in there, and help them find their own answers to the problems, to the challenges, and help them build teams that really see each other and not just work with each other. But yeah, by all means, if you come to my website, you can get in touch with me, and I'd love to chat, you know, and it's all about fit for me. It's not about selling anything. It is, does this make sense? You know, are you someone who is looking to take yourself to that next level, or do you have a team that maybe you're a little stuck? This might be an interesting option for you to explore.
Fantastic. Well, it has been great getting to know you, Brad. I really cherished our virtual coffee together today, and look forward to spending some more time with you in the future. And if any of you out there are looking for a great executive coach, we encourage you to get in touch with Brad either through LinkedIn or his website so you can learn more about his workshops. So again, this is Lisa Wozniak with Woz Marketing, helping you navigate your yellow brick road.